If you're building a wall control setup, the hardest part isn't picking out the panels. It's figuring out which accessories worth buying first. Because once you start looking at bins, shelves, brackets, hooks, and all those power tool accessories, it can be a bit overwhelming. So I partner with Wall Control to showcase every major accessory you can get for this system. But this is not a sales catalog. This is the buyer's guide I wish existed before I built my system. What to pick up first, what actually makes the wall better, what surprised me, what's situational, and what I would straight up skip. By the end of the video, you should know exactly which accessories work best for your tools, and which ones you can just remove from your cart. And the first category is where people can waste money fast, the hooks. Hooks are simple, but simple is not the same thing as optional. The mistake is not buying hooks. The mistake is buying a bulk pack of every hook Wall Control makes before you know what your tools actually need. Start with a few short hooks, a few longer hooks, or one or two specialty shapes. Trust me, you will absolutely use all of them for something, but the ones you need the most will become apparent pretty fast. Much like putting up ornaments on the Christmas tree, I would hold off on installing them first. They're for smaller items and are best when used to fill in gaps left bare when larger items like bin organizers or power tool holders are already where you want them. So hooks are definitely nice to have, but they're not perfect for every tool. Shops are full of stuff that refuses to hang nicely. Shelves are where guys will really overthink it, or at least I did. But keep it super simple. The only decision you need to make comes down to what you like. Because although the shelves page on their site shows a seemingly never-ending list, they really only have 4 models. They just come in a huge variety of colors and sizes. There's a standard solo shelf, no sidewalls or dividers. There's a shelf with dividers. Then there's the 4-inch standard shelf with a dowel rod. And lastly, a single piece shelf with sidewalls and the front lip. That's my personal preference, but all are pretty nice. But they are all incredibly helpful in getting things off the workbench and keeping it clean. Safety glasses, glue bottles, bit cases, chargers, fastener boxes, and random things that don't belong on a hook but always end up in your way. One good shelf solves a lot of that immediately. It gives the awkward stuff a home, and if you're like me, keeps you focused on the task at hand. So at least one shelf is a buy first accessory. After that, it totally depends on what you have to put up on the wall. The shelves go from 4 inches all the way up to 12 inch in depth, and they have a width of 16 inches, which is also the same width as your panel. So just keep that in mind when you're ordering. So shelves are nice, but they don't solve the biggest shop mess of all, tiny parts. Small part storage is where the wall really starts saving time. Drawers, tip-out bins, and jars all look like they do the same thing, but they don't. Drawers are for separating a bunch of different hardware. Tip-out bins are for stuff you grab constantly, and jars are for when visibility matters. This is where every shop gets ugly. Screws, anchors, driver bits, washers, zip ties, utility blades, little stuff that always ends up in a coffee cup, an old container, or a drawer you swear you're going to organize someday. The 12-drawer pegboard bin cabinet is for separation. Screws in one drawer, anchors in another, bits in another. That's where it makes sense. I have some of my most used small tools in here, like the Klein compact stud finder, the Milwaukee outlet tester, knife sharpener. You get the picture. The pegboard plastic tip-out bin is for speed. If you're grabbing the same stuff over and over and over, this is way better than digging. Since this wall will most likely be turned into a woodworking station, this one will probably be for dowels and dominoes for those who enjoy some mighty fine joinery. The Walworks mason jar storage set is old school, but honestly, being able to see what's inside is still a pretty strong feature. Sometimes old school works because it was already the right answer. Small part storage is a first buy category if this wall lives near a workbench. But give every drawer a bin or a job. And if you're that type, slap a label on there and really impress your future self when you actually know what's in that drawer. Now the wall can hold basic item, loose tools, and parts. But the next group is where this wall system really starts feeling like a real workstation. Cordless drills and impact drivers are some of the most used tools in any shop. And somehow they're also some of the most annoying to store. They fall over on shelves, they eat up bench space, and if you have hooks on all of them like I do, you can't set them down straight without having to leave the battery in it. The drill holder storage rack is one of the first accessories that made my wall look professional. Grab your drill, battery on, bit in, ready to grab. And all these larger tool holders that Wall Control makes either have a front or side slots where you can mount additional hooks or accessories. So if this wall is near your main tool area, this power tool holder is a total game changer. Mine's already full and she's thirsty for more. But drills are easy. Clamps are a whole different ball game. Clamps can take up a ton of space wherever they are. The Wall Control system is no exception. They don't stack, they don't slide, they don't fall over. They somehow take up more space than they physically should. Now if you're just getting into woodworking and you only own 2 clamps like I do, you don't need them. But I bought them because I'm definitely gonna have to get some more. So far we got tools and clamps handled, but there's one thing that'll turn this tool wall into a complete workstation. Power. It's the power. The Pegboard power strip, charging station, outlet rail has nothing to do with hanging tools, but without it, I wouldn't claim that this wall is truly a workstation just yet. Since you're probably a tool junkie like me, you already have chargers, lights, small corded tools, and batteries for days. This is where the outlet rail makes sense. Chargers get a home and there's no extension cord mess. And you know exactly where all your items need to go to recharge. This heavy duty model has 6 outlets, a resettable surge protector, and built-in mounting clips. While some accessories are universally useful, some are only great when they match how you work, which brings us to some of the boring stuff that might actually get used the most. This is one of those accessories that looks completely unexciting until it's exactly what you need. Paper towels, shop towels, cleanup, glue, grease, dust. If this wall is near a work area, this is not decoration. But when your hands are covered in grease, having shop towels within arm's reach can be priceless. It's also nice for putting up rolls of tape also. So it's a hidden gem for a workbench wall. Just for a simple storage wall, not essential. And it's the same with spray cans. You don't think you need a dedicated holder until you forget where you put the WD-40 last. Spray cans are always being moved around in my house, hiding behind something else or taking up shelf space. WD-40, PB blaster, brake cleaner, contact cleaner. These are the exact things you want visible, upright, and easy to grab. So if you use spray products often, this is a hidden gem. But if you only own one dusty can of WD-40 from 2013, you can probably skip this one. The Pegboard spring clip doesn't look like much, but it solves a real problem. Smaller tools that don't hang cleanly on a normal hook. Pliers, wire strippers, flashlights, brushes, markers. That stuff either disappears in a drawer or falls off a generic hook. So the spring clip is not one of the first things that I would buy, but once you get the wall completely built, they're great for dialing in all those hard to hang and weird little tools. And that brings us to the biggest rule when talking about specialty accessories. Don't buy the weird specialty accessories first. But for some of you guys out there, those weird little things may be exactly what you need. The router bit holder pegboard rack is a perfect example of a great accessory for the right person. If you're a woodworker or use a router, this is clean, visible, and way better than loose bits hiding in a drawer. For this soon-to-be woodworking wall, it makes a ton of sense. For a general homeowner wall, I'd probably skip it. Same concept applies to the angle grinder holder. If you use it all the time, absolutely pick it up. But if you use one like once a year, I'd probably skip it. For metalwork, automotive, fabrication, or frequent cutting and grinding, it's pretty useful. For a general tool wall, pretty situational. Now our next category is where people are going to start to disagree. Sockets and wrenches. Sockets, wrenches, and measuring tools are used a ton by some trades and almost never in others. If this wall is above a bench and the tools live in that area, wall storage can be great. If the tools move around the shop, a toolbox or portable organizer may still be the better answer. So sockets and wrenches, useful? Yeah. A universal buy first item? No. This is a know yourself category. And the last situational group of accessories is the one that will waste the most of your money if you buy with no plan. This is the danger zone. Rod brackets, slotted brackets, C brackets, and the 3D V bracket. Some of these are genuinely useful, but this is also where you can buy something because it looks clever, then spend the next 6 months trying to figure out what it's supposed to hold. So these specialty accessories can be great, but buy them when they solve a problem, not just because they look cool on the website. So if you're building a wall control setup from scratch, here's the order I'd follow. Number 1, basic hooks. Number 2, at least one shelf. Number 3, some sort of small part storage. Number 4, a screwdriver or small hand tool holder. Number 5, workflow accessories. That's going to be the drill holder storage rack, clamp rack brackets, angle grinder storage rack. Whatever fits into your workflow best, that's what you should pick up. And really just have fun with it. The wall control accessories are not that expensive. And if you really are still confused and don't know what to get, just go to the wall control website, pick up the perfect accessory starter pack. It's got hooks, brackets, a shelf. I think it's around 60 bucks. It's really reasonable. If you've gotten anything out of this video, please take the time and hit that subscribe button. I sure would appreciate it. So if you're still deciding if wall control is the right system for you, watch my original video right here. So that's all I have for you guys today, but as always, thank you so much for watching. God bless.